Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central, doing another game review for you today. This is Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which is kind of a surprise game for me because I wasn't really looking out for it. I see that they announced it back in March, which is awesome. I didn't see it, which is weird for me because I usually pretty much see everything just because I'm always looking. But this is a really cool game. I played this on Xbox Series X, but it's like on everything. It's on Switch, it's on Switch 2, it's on PS4, it's on PS5, it's even on Linux and Windows, which is amazing to me. But what's cool about it is it's a modern, upgraded, not necessarily visually so, but in the gameplay department, definitely upgraded version of those old arcade beat-em-up type games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for instance, or rather Marvel, anything that had like a beat-em-up cabinet back in the 90s, and I played plenty of them. Trust me, I'm the right age for this sort of activity, and for this game was custom made for my childhood. Because the one thing about those old games, think about any of those old games, any of the arcade games that existed, the X-Men game. There's also anything that was on console. So, you've got like Maximum Carnage. Yeah, I had that on Sega Genesis. That's a good example. Any of those games, if you kind of play them now, they're stiff. Okay, and that's fine because that's just how that is. These games are pretty old. They're still very fun. But the thing is that this game was developed by Tribute Games, who did the awesome TMNT Shredder's Revenge from a couple of years ago or a few years ago, I forget which. That game had it going on, man, because it felt just so fast and fluid compared to those older style, or rather those older games of the same style in the TMNT series. But this is definitely an upgrade even above that Ninja Turtle game, because what Cosmic Invasion does is it allows you to pick two different Marvel characters at the same time, basically. And you can have up to 4 players. So basically you can have 8 Marvel characters running across the screen. And I very quickly discovered, because my wife played a little bit of this with me, that there's a couple ways to play it. Either you can really ride the left trigger if you're playing on Xbox and switch between the characters a lot. That's more my speed. You'll see that from most of this footage here. That's how I like to play it. Or you can just kind of be very deliberate about when you switch and play it like a more old school beat 'em up type thing. The thing with that though is that switching on the fly a lot and riding the powers and stuff just makes it a very dynamic, very powerful beat 'em up experience that's just kind of unparalleled as far as Marvel goes, for sure, but as far as this era goes. The other great thing about it is that the storyline harkens back to kind of the classic age of Marvel Comics, if I could call it that, because there's a lot of classic ages. Do I mean the Silver Age with the introduction of all the characters that we know and love, or do I mean, well, what I really mean is kind of like Jack Kirby, even anything up through like Jim Lee or like Chris Claremont era X-Men. That's kind of so we're talking kind of like late 70s up through like maybe mid 90s. Maybe that's the general gist of the era that we're portraying here. It's a story that is it sweeps across the Marvel universe. There's all sorts of cool levels. You have to fight Venom and then you get Venom.
Like a turd in the wind.
You have to fight Phoenix and then you get Phoenix. And if you're a big Marvel fan, as I am, I've been reading Marvel comics my whole life. I still read them like every month. The thing is that this is a pretty cool game, especially since it's in Game Pass. We played it in Game Pass for free. Well, free plus the expensive subscription. I understand that Tribute Games and Dotemu, the publisher, they actually went to Marvel and petitioned them specifically to be able to make something like this, showing them the TMNT game that they made. I mean, God bless them for it, man, because this is something I feel like Marvel definitely needed in their catalog in the modern era in 2025 for sure. I wish I had this game when I was a kid. Really, I do. If I had this game as a kid, I would have sunk so many hours into it. I would have known every single move set. Wolverine sort of moves and looks like Wolverine from the old X-Men Genesis and SNES cartridge. Okay? The X-Men do. The Avengers move and look kind of like they did on the old Avengers beat 'em up game from the same set of consoles. You see what I'm saying? but again, updated, more dynamic, faster. And this thing where you can switch between the characters, it really does change it because, I mean, it's just a game changer. Plain and simple, that's what it is. I'd actually see something like this used elsewhere in other games, not even just Marvel games, not even just arcade style 90s 80s style beat 'em ups. No, I mean, like, you could even use this in a shooter. Can you imagine having a shooter where you can be two different shooters at one time if you're fast enough? I mean it. You can be on the fly Storm or Nova, Wolverine or She-Hulk. It's a big deal to me. It's something I've never really seen or done before in a video game. There's lots to enjoy here as far as I really need to engage in some fun, quick bursts of action with some of my favorite characters. Or hey, don't forget that us millennial kids, or even us our Gen X kids, or even us older Gen Zers or younger Gen Zers, hey, everybody, I'm not going to be exclusionary. We have friends, we have siblings, we have spouses, and we have children. The older ones do. And so if we get all of them to play this with us, we're just going to have an amazing time. That's just how it is. This game doesn't need to be as good as it is, but it is actually very, very good. And I don't really have too much more to say about it. It's a pretty short little game, all things considered. This is not your mega monster 100-hour RPG, fantasy RPG. This is the thing that you grab, you play for a little bit, you put down, you come back, and rinse and repeat. And the move sets of the characters are deep enough that you can still get a lot of time out of it. So that's it, okay? So this is a short review, but that's been my time with Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Played it on Xbox again, Series X. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, which is actually a pretty high score, but I usually calculate also like how much a game costs by base value, how much time you spend into it, and then the quality relative to those two things is probably the most important thing. But the point is that this little package here of this little awesome Marvel beat 'em up is superb. It's great. 8 out of 10. So like this video. You've heard me say this. You've heard everybody on YouTube say this for the last 15 years. Subscribe to the channel. Nothing new. And watch some more videos. And yeah, check this game out. This is a fun one, guys. I've been playing it off and on all month because it's been a busy month, because it's been the holidays. But you're going to like this one, I promise, especially for the Marvel heads, especially for the beat 'em up heads, especially for the 90s kids. That's a lot of people. So please do give it a try. Please do like the video. Hasta la vista, baby.